Okay, let's continue with our linear programming. So we have done the first part of linear programming. We have learned how to draw lines, shade inequality, okay, shade region R. Okay, the next part, okay, what I'm going to teach you is how to write linear inequalities. Normally, when we talk about linear programming, we have a linear programming problem. From the linear programming problem, we are going to write based on certain condition or constraint, we are going to write linear inequalities. These are examples of constraint or condition that you can find in a linear programming problem. So we are going to learn how to write the linear inequality as well as equation, okay, for certain statements, for all the statements down here, okay. So let's start. Let's do the first one. Okay, y is at least, okay, y is at least 8. So if I say the word at least, which is very common, you will see it very often in this topic. When I say at least, it's just like this. Let's say if I have a shop, I'm selling mee goreng, okay? I must sell at least 8 mee goreng a day, okay? So that I can make a profit. Oh, that's very little, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to sell 8 mee goreng a day to make a profit. So I can sell 8, okay, to make a profit. But I cannot sell less than 8. If I sell less than 8, I'm going to lose. So when I say at least, it must be greater than or equal to 8. So bear in mind, at least is greater than or equal to. Okay, y is not more than 50. Not more than 50. So y can be equal to 50 or less than 50. The sum of x and y, sum is at x plus y is not less than 20. Okay, so this is your 20. It can be equal to 20 or it can be more like that. Okay, more or equal to 20. Maximum value of the sum of x and y, sum of x and y, maximum value is 600. Okay, maximum. It cannot be more than that. So it's less than or equal. Okay, the mean value of x is 200. Minimum value is 200. This is the smallest. You cannot be smaller than this. So it's greater and equal. Okay, y is more than 4x. Okay, y more than 4x by at least. Okay, by at least 10. Okay, y is at least thrice of x. Okay, y at least thrice is 3 times. Okay, 3 times of x. Okay, y is less than x. So who is bigger? So your x is definitely bigger, okay, by not more than 100, okay, equal to 100, but you cannot have more than 100, so it's less than 100. Okay, y is less than twice of x by at least 20. Y is less than twice of x, so x is bigger. So 2x minus y by at least. Don't forget the at least is very important. Y is more than x, or y is bigger. Y more than x by at least 5. You can bring the x over. Y is more than twice of x. Y more than twice of x by not more than 80. So it can be equal to 80 or it can be less than 80. Okay. X is less than thrice of y. X is less than thrice of y. Okay, so that means the y is bigger. Okay, so 3 of y, okay, by at least how much? By at least 40. Don't forget the at least. Okay, so far so good? Okay, let's do this part. The ratio of y to x, you can find in the ratio form or you can write in a fraction form, is not more than 2 over 1. Not more. It can be equal or it can be less, but not more. Cross multiply, so you have y less than or equal to 2x. Okay. Y is more than thrice of x by 200. Y more than 3 of x by 200. No inequality down here. By 200. Okay. X is less than y, so the y is bigger. Less than y by 1/3 x. That's all. So you simplify it, you get x. Okay, what do you get down here? You get y. Okay, bring the x over to this side. It's equals to 4 over 3 of x. That's all I can do. Okay, what about this? Y is more than x. Y is more. Y is greater than x by 150 of x. 150%. So 150 over 100 times by x. Okay, so you solve this, you will get y equal to, okay, bring this over, Okay, bring this over to this side. So you should get 5 over 2x. Okay. The ratio of, okay, let me have a look, of y to x. The ratio of y to x is at least 1 over 4. So y is greater than 4. Okay, bring this over, bring the x over. So you have 1, or you can just put x here. Okay, bring the x over a 4. So y is at least, this is the symbol for at least. Okay, the x I cross multiply, so x over 4. Okay, so these are all the constraints given to you, okay, or condition given to you in a linear programming problem or situation. So from this constraint, you write linear inequalities, okay? So after you've written linear inequalities, you can start solving the problem. You want to solve linear programming problems, you have 4 steps basically. First, you identify the constraint or the condition given, okay? So once you identify the constraint and the condition stated in the problem, I want you to write your linear inequalities. Okay, linear inequalities. Okay, don't forget. Identify, write your linear inequalities. Okay, then after that, we are going to draw out the, okay, we're going to draw all the linear inequality out, and we're going to shade a region of feasible solution R. Okay, which we have not done that. Okay, then we want to write the objective function. Okay, then we want to determine the optimum value of the objective function. So to solve, okay, there are basically 4 steps, and this step is very important. You must make sure you can write the linear inequalities. Once you can write, identify the region, shouldn't be a problem to you. Doing these 2 steps is no problem to you. Okay, let me teach you how to apply what you have learned just now. Okay, so you have a problem here. So Mary wants to bake 2 types of cake, A and B. These are the types of cake that Mary wants to bake, A and B. Okay, and Mary has 10 kg of flour. So maximum flour, Mary has 10 kg. So 10 kg is the same as 10,000 grams of flour. And she has 6 kg of sugar. So 6,000 grams of sugar. Okay. Cake A requires 800 grams of flour. So I have cake A, my flour is 800 grams. So I can arrange it in this form, or you can do it without ranging. Okay, and I need how much sugar? 600 grams of sugar and flour. Okay, cake B requires 400 grams of flour and 200 grams of sugar. She makes, okay, number of cakes that she makes X of cake A and Y number of cake B. This is what she's going to do, okay? So what you have to do, you have to write down for me all the inequalities beside X greater than 0 and Y greater than 0. X greater than 0, okay, that means you make X equal to 0 means you don't make any cake. X greater than 0, that means you make more than 0 number of cakes. So be careful about that. So this constraint is always there because we're talking about integers and positive numbers. Okay, so what constraint can I write? So look at your flour first. Okay, if I were to make 1 cake, I need 800, okay, 800 grams of flour. Okay, correct? Okay, so if I were to make 2 cake A, I will need 800 times by what? 800 times by 2. If I were to make 2 of the cake. Okay. But how many of the cake am I making? I'm making X. So I have 800X plus, okay, this one of the cake is 400. Okay, 2 of the cake is 400 times 2. But how many am I making? I'm making Y. So it's 400Y. Okay. My flour, I have 10,000. So I can finish everything, or I can use less than this. But I cannot use more than that because that's the maximum amount of flour that I have. I censor this, censor this, censor this. And then I divide by 2. Can I divide by 2? Or shall I divide by 4? Okay. So I have 2x plus y. Okay, divided by 4. So this divided by 4, I have 25. So this one is the first inequality for this particular constraint. Okay, or condition. Okay. Okay, let's try the second one. Let's look at sugar. Okay. Looking at your sugar, you have one of this cake, you need 600. 2 of this cake is 600 times 2. But you have X, so you have 600 X plus, okay, what about sugar some more? 200, Okay, so 200. One of this cake, you need 200 grams of sugar. So if you're making y, it will be 200y. But maximum, you only have 6,000 grams of sugar. You cannot use more than that. So it must be less than. Okay, shall we censor? Censor, 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 censor. Okay, after we censor, we divide by 3. So 3x plus, oh no, divide by 2. Divide by 2, divide by 2. Okay, so we have y, divide by 2, we have 30. So I have written 1 inequality and 2 inequality based on the problem given to me. Okay, so based on the problem, I've managed to write 2 inequalities. Okay, let's go on. Okay, let's do another one. So we have a school. Okay, so the school has X number of students taking science. Okay, and Y number of them taking what? Taking arts. Okay, according to the following condition. Okay, so let's do the first one. Okay, the number of science student exceed is more. Okay, science student, what's the symbol? Okay, Y number of student taking arts and X number of student taking science. Okay, X. Okay, the number of science student is X, exceed the number Y minus Y by at least. Don't forget the symbol for your at least. Okay, go second one. This is my first constraint and this is the inequality, okay, for this particular constraint. The total instead is not more than 100. Okay, so the students that you have is X plus Y. Okay, it's not more than 100. It can be equal to 100 or it can be less than 100. Okay, let's look at your third constraint. Okay, what's your third one? The number of science student is less than 80. Okay, science student, what was the condition for science? X here. Okay, X. Okay, is less than 80. It can be equal to 80 or it can be less than 80. So how many constraints have I? Okay, how many constraints? I got 3 constraints and I got 3 inequality. Okay, done. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, look at this one. Okay, looking at this one, okay, they have already arranged everything for me, so it's easier. So the table shows the price of 2 types of shoe, Adidas and Puma. Okay, okay, this is the price of Adidas, price of Puma, and this is my X and Y. Write down equalities based on the following constraint. The number of Adidas shoe bought is at least 30 pairs. Okay, Adidas is what? X. Okay, let's do the first one. X. Okay, the number of Adidas bought is at least. Okay, remember your at least, huh? Okay, 30. Okay. This is the symbol for at least. The sum of shoes, so sum of shoes, so it will be X plus Y, not less than 50. It can be equal to 50, but not less. So it must be greater or equal to 50. It's not less. The number of Puma shoe is Y, is more than the number of Puma. That is why more is minus, more than 3 times the number of Adidas. Okay, by not more than 10 pair. It can be 10 pair or less than 10 pair. Okay, and finally the last one, D. Okay, the owner of the shop only has a sum of 6,000. Okay, if I have this shoe is 120, one of this shoe is 120. If 2 is 120 times 2, if the price for the shoe, okay, so if I have one of the shoe is 120, 2 is 120 times 2. Okay, if the number of shoes that I'm going to buy is 3, I must times by 3. But the number of shoes that I'm going to buy here is X, so it becomes 100. I write it down here. It should be 120x plus, okay, a pair of shoes. Okay, a pair of these shoes that I buy is 100. Okay, if I buy 2, I times by 2. If I buy 3, I times by 3. But how much am I buying? I'm buying Y. So 100Y. Okay, the owner has 6,000. So this is the maximum money that you have. You cannot spend more than this. You can spend less. Okay, less than. Okay, so you can censor the 0. Okay, let's censor the 0. Shall we divide by 2? So she will have 6x plus 5y. Okay, we have a 300 down here. So I have got 4 constraints and I've got 4 inequality for 1 for each of the constraint. So what have we learned today? Okay, given a constraint or a condition, we must be able to write the inequalities. Okay, so this is the third video that I'm going to send to you all. Okay.